Hi there, Victor Pross speaking to you, anarchist artist. Okay, today we're going to talk about egalitarianism. Now, my discussion with Matt Berkowitz on the radio show, I did bring up the subject of egalitarianism following our broaching such subjects as income disparity and equality. So the subject of egalitarianism does touch in on that, even though we didn't have a drawn-out conversation about egalitarianism as such. We did touch on those on certain subject matters where it has relevance, such as income disparity and equality, and so I do want to go into a greater length on the issue of egalitarianism in this video. Now, although it's not an easy concept to define, I take egalitarianism to mean the belief that all people are or can be equal in intelligence and worth, and that society should attempt to promote equality among people. And what they mean by that usually is particularly in the area of income. See, the big bitch here is the income disparity. So a greater egalitarianism would involve does involve economics from this mindset. Now, egalitarianism in a political context, however, means the belief in the equality of all men, which means equality before the law. And within that, there is the ethical component, the equality of fundamental inalienable rights, which every person possesses by virtue of his birth as a human being, and which may not be infringed or abrogated by man-made institutions. That, at least, was the stated ideal. So in that sense, in terms of being a human being, we are possessed of, we have fundamental rights. We have a right to life. Every man has that. So we're all equal from that philosophical standpoint. But that's not the meaning that the egalitarian collectivists ascribe to the word equality. They turn the word into a sort of metaphysical equality, the equality of personal attributes and virtues, regardless of natural endowment or individual choice, performance, and character. So it's not man-made institutions, but nature that they propose to fight. Reality, that's what they propose to fight, and they do so by means of man-made institutions. Now, as I stated at the event and during the radio interview as well, nature does not endow all people with equal beauty or equal intelligence or equal levels of direction and ambition, of aptitudes, of gifts. As I said, we are all made up of pluses and minuses, and we're not even morally equal. And the faculty of volition leads people to make different choices than others do. So, and those choices do determine the life of an individual for the better or worse. Now, the collectivist egalitarian proposes to abolish the unfairness of nature and of volition, and to establish universal equality. Some of them don't even grant the existence of free will or volition. They subscribe to determinism, and that plays a very significant part in their philosophy. So it's not just a haphazard slap-on that's arbitrarily sold. There's a reason for that. Now, basically, this is what the demand is for. The demand is for equal results from unequal causes, or equal rewards for unequal performance. I'm going to repeat that. This is what the egalitarian collectivists demand. They demand, the demand is for equal results from unequal causes, or equal rewards for unequal performance. That is what they're about. And since personal attributes or virtues can't be redistributed, the egalitarian collectivists seek to deprive men of their consequences, of the rewards, of the benefits, the achievements created by personal attributes and virtues. So if you have a greater talent or a greater aptitude, and you have ambition, you have drive, and if that's going to be an implication to somebody else who does not have that, and if you do reap more because of that, well, we can't have that, because that would lack the benefit, the virtue of equality, which is a virtue in and of itself. Business people, for example, they're usually optimistic and driven, and the essence of their job is the struggle to improve human life, to satisfy human needs and desires, and they don't sacrifice themselves. And if they did, they would go out of business. No, they profit, they grow rich, and they are rewarded as they should be. Now, that is what the egalitarian collectivists and other sundry humanitarians, so-called humanitarians, hate the businessman for, or ambitious people, basically. And you can take, for example, during the early 1930s, there was an assistant to Jane Addams, the social worker. Both of them went to Soviet Russia, and it's reported that she said, how glorious it is to see everyone equally shabby. You see, so the value here was the equality in shabbiness. It doesn't. So long as everybody is equal, never poor or rich or whatever. The virtue here is the equality as such. Now, basically, it's I put it to you. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the egalitarians are motivated by benevolence or compassion. They are driven by a hatred and an envy of the successful and the ambitious. That's what it comes down to. All their cries of income disparity and the unfairness of life and etc. It comes down to a metaphysical rage, and it has nothing to do with the egalitarianism or equality of which I speak of, in which you have equality of opportunity, but not necessarily equality of outcome. Victor Pross signing out. Pop goes the culture.